Hi, Kristi at the Rada Kitchen. Today I'm going to make a recipe out of our cookbook titled Stuffed Cookies and Cupcakes. This is recipes that have brownies stuffed with peanut butter cups, cupcakes stuffed with strawberries, s'mores tucked inside cookies. Today I'm going to make salty sweet cookie treats. It's a cookie filled with Nutella and sea salt. Here's what you need to make the salty sweet cookie treats. You'll need a half a cup of Nutella hazelnut spread, 1 3/4 cup of sugar that's been divided, 2 1/2 cups flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of butter that has been softened, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a tablespoon of sea salt, and you'll need parchment paper. Now the first thing you need to do is with a sheet of parchment paper, and I'm going to use the Rada cutting board, or you could use a baking sheet, but you want to line that with parchment paper, and then you'll take your Nutella and a teaspoon measuring, and you want to make mounds on the parchment paper. This is what's going to go in the middle of our cookie. And you'll probably want, it makes 24 cookies, so I'm going to make 24 little mounds. And then you'll put these in the freezer for about 15 minutes. Now in a small bowl, put a 1/4 cup of your sugar. And in a medium bowl, we're going to add the flour and the baking powder. That's a half a teaspoon. And a half a teaspoon of the regular salt. And whisk that together. Set that aside. Now in a mixing bowl, we're going to add our remaining sugar and our 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to mix that until the butter and the sugar gets creamy and kind of light and fluffy. So once your butter and sugar is creamed well and it's kind of light and fluffy, we're going to add the 2 eggs, 1 at a time. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And let that stir until it's well combined. Now you're going to reduce your mixer to low, and you're going to gradually add your flour mixture. And you're going to mix it just until it's combined. Once you have that combined, you'll line a baking sheet with parchment paper, and with a tablespoon, get out and flatten it down And now you'll take, sprinkle with sea salts. Add the Nutella. Add another tablespoon of dough. Seal the edges. Roll in a ball. Roll it in your sugar. And place it on your baking sheet. Now you'll make these until you use up all your dough, which would be about 24 cookies, so you'll probably need 2 baking sheets. And you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So you'll bake the cookies for 12 to 15 minutes or until lightly browned. You'll want to cool the pan on a wire rack for 10 minutes. And then you can transfer the cookies to a rack. And that's a delicious cookie with a sweet surprise inside. You can find this recipe and many more for sweet cookies and moist cupcakes with a sweet surprise inside. Salty sweet cookie treats. You can find this recipe and other recipes like cupcakes stuffed with cookie dough, brownies filled with peanut butter cups, and s'mores tucked inside cookies in our Stuffed Cookies and Cupcakes cookbook.